Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're sitting down because it is 5:30-ish on a Wednesday evening, and we are both here. I mean, it's just it's stunning. I mean, you're glowing, so I don't even know if you're real, truthfully. But welcome everybody to episode 99, almost 99 of Prep Talk Live. I'm Casey with Cascadia Dispatch. Joining me for 98, I think, of the 99 episodes is Tup the Urban Prepper. Tup, what is up? What's going on? It's been a couple weeks.
It's been a little bit, yeah. Just keep them busy with a lot of family stuff, and yeah, it's just been kind of nuts the past a few days. So I'm good. It's always good to chat. I've actually had some nice conversation. I've gotten spotted a few times walking in downtown Seattle for lunch and stuff, and I've had some nice talks with some of the YouTubers out there, the watchers, and so that's been pretty cool to talk prepping with people that you would not expect to be preppers, just based off of first appearance. So that's been pretty cool. Yeah, secret preppers.
Yeah, it's been an interesting. I think first off, I don't know how people that do like podcasts like for real. Like, I feel like it would have to be your full-time job in order to really do this like as routinely, or like we would have to just like decide that like family didn't matter or something. Like, we try to get this going, at least once a week or something like that. But the number of times that like schedules change with kids in school or work or whatever, like, it is kind of nuts.
Yeah, if it's not your full-time gig, it's like, I mean, balancing everything it's tricky.
Well, and I've thought too, like, there are some shows that'll do it like where they'll record it, but I feel like that loses something, at least for us. Like, we enjoy the banter with the chat room.
We feed off of the banter,
even though the chat room is like could care less that we're even here. Like, they're just talking amongst themselves, and we're just here to provide the technical ability for them to chat in the chat room, basically. I feel like it would lose something if we didn't have the interaction with the.
You gotta go. Yeah, it has to be really live. It's live stream is live, and for a reason. And I think we get all sorts of great ideas from the collaborative thinking in the comment section or the chat room. So it's definitely high valued for sure.
So
yeah, all in all, I think things are going well, and we're fast approaching November, like a couple more months of the year, and I have my big Halloween plans for, and I'm going to be rolling back.
Halloween plans? Are you going as Rip again? Is it somebody else? Like,
no, I go as Leatherface. I go as Leatherface, and I have a big. We kind of have like a haunted house thing where I jump out of the bushes with a chainsaw dressed up as Leatherface and scare kids, and it's the best. And it's the only time I could do it without getting arrested. Yeah.
How have you not been arrested yet?
Well, we have the cops in on it, so the cops will do fake arrest of Leatherface and then Leatherface will break out, and then the kids will go screaming, and then it's so much fun. I think I have a video on one of my. I'll put a link here in the chat for anyone that wants to see me scare kids.
If anyone wants to know why we say that the chat room really could care less about us, that this is just, we are here to facilitate the chat.
This has nothing to do with prepping.
About Leatherface and everything else. Everyone's and Bleecker family. Is it Bleecker or Bleacher family? I can't read it from there. Bleecker family is looking for a good pot roast recipe. So, like, they're talking about food and all kinds of, like, prepping. What is that even about? They're like, you're talking about Halloween costumes. We're going to talk about important things. Also, talking about pot roast, like, we're West Coast, so it's dinner time for us. I feel like now I didn't want pot roast like 20 minutes ago, and now all of a sudden I'm going to look at DoorDash and figure out whether or not we can get a pot roast delivered.
Nice. These
I
are
mean, I
these are
feel
the
like
these are
that's
the these are
definitely
the hot prepping topics
yeah,
for right now.
exactly. What's your recipe for pot roast?
Yeah.
Grubhub. That's the recipe for pot
Yeah,
roast.
we're continuously doing top off your prep type stuff like every I feel like every election year it's like all right, let's see how the freezer's looking. Okay, let's see how the water's looking. My wife has kind of messed up my pantry. My nice color coordinated dotted pantry. It's kind of so I'm gonna have to do a scrub of that this weekend, hopefully. But yeah, it's same old. It's kind of in maintenance mode for a lot of prepping stuff within the top household.
Yeah, there's some uh interesting prep things that like popped up that like the maintenance thing is I think there's this interesting thing with prepping where you like there is the excitement to acquire the stuff. And if anyone knows me, I'm a big acquirer. I'm
Yeah,
acquisition is like my superpower.
yeah,
And so it's one thing to acquire, but then like the maintenance, sometimes you forget, like as you're adding all of these things that like some or most of them will require some amount of maintenance. And if you don't maintain them, then they become garbage and you have to do something else.
yeah. That's not the fun and exciting part of of prepping is the maintenance part of it. No one wants to watch a maintenance video. They like seeing like the pretty end result type one. Oh, but shout out to Bernie I see over there in the Bionic
Oh,
Madness.
yes. Bernie
Yes.
was racing. I think Bernie or his son were racing cars this weekend or something.
Oh
And
wow. They
because
drove by your place and
Bernie and I are connected in real life social media as well. And so he posted a congratulatory post
nice.
for
I
some
know
sort
that you
of
two
award.
control the Portland area. It's kind of under your
We do,
control within
we
the
do.
prepper world.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not going well, but we attempt. We try.
Yeah, it's
Um, but yeah, but one of the things that I thought that like popped up, and I don't know for you, like we always talk about like smoke alarm
yeah.
batteries, like that's a thing everyone's like. But so we have a bunch of different safes in our house,
Hmm.
and one of them my wife was trying to get into earlier this week, and the buttons weren't working, and she was like, "Oh, I think the batteries are out." And luckily, the batteries were not. The beeper was like the sound was off, and so it just needed to. She missed one of the buttons, so we hit all the buttons, and it worked again. But it reminded me that like, oh, I need to go around and change all the batteries in all of the safes and all of the walkie talkies and all of the flash. Like the number of things that you forget either need to be charged or have a battery or some sort of a power source is
Yeah,
becomes a bit overwhelming when you think about it in that context.
yeah. On one of my safes, I had the batteries like I don't know, not exploded, but they they blew out or whatever. So I have battery juice all over the place, and it's like on my nice safe that I had in my next to my
Oh,
nightstand. And so now I'm like, oh, man, I got to switch to lithium on some of these because I don't have the problems with lithium on those kind of preps. But yeah,
yeah. The maintenance thing, like the fire extinguisher. There's just so many
there's a lot.
things that I think you forget about, and then it becomes like just in your brain, like things that you're constantly. Your brain can only process so many, thoughts and remember so many things. It's like, how do you? So, I think one
Pretty
of the things
pretty.
I'm, go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry, no, I was totally going to sidetrack it. So sorry.
Oh, yeah. So one of the things I've been thinking about is coming up with some way of scheduling that kind of proper maintenance sort of a
Yeah,
thing, whether it's in like a shared Google Calendar or something to like remind yourself that every 3 months or every 6 months or something like that, something has to get done.
I was thinking we could all get our prepper Tesla robot thing, and have that be our helper for these kind of
That's a
things.
fantastic idea.
Yeah,
That's a fantastic
say
idea. I
tell the
love that.
robot whatever the
Very much.
robot's name is. Hey, set a reminder for switch out the safes batteries every I'm kind of imagining all the different prepper tasks that you would have uh one of those robot the Tesla robots or Tesla I don't know what they're called but
Yes.
those things do for you.
I feel like gardening would be my
Yeah,
garden did
it'd be
so
yeah.
well this year and I harvested so little from it because we got sidetracked by a bunch of other stuff and uh it was so disappointing because it did so well and it was so underutilized. but having a little robot that we could be like, oh, go grab all of that stuff would be
Yeah.
fantastic.
I think if I had a Tesla robot, yeah, gardening would be like you could just have it going all the whole season, except for charging. I
Mhm.
imagine it has to charge up, so I'd have it do that. I'd have it like every day go and make sure my junk drawer is not disorganized from the family. Every day go to the pantry and just do that and fix all that
Would it
up.
also, when it goes to do the junk drawer and it sees things out of touch, would it also access the home security cameras to see who messed it up
But
and then go
now you
visit
could,
that
yeah,
like
we have the
punish
technology for
and
that.
shame
Yeah,
them?
we have the technology, and I think they should keep a
Mhm.
record of that, and then I could get a weekly report. How many violations did so and so have for disorganizing the organized junk drawer? Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, yeah,
Yeah.
one of those Tesla robots would be great for like prepper restocks and stuff like that.
Oh, I think well, I think what's interesting is I think there is a lot of within the prepper community. I think there's kind of like two views of technology. Like one is technology is going to ruin everything, and I don't want any of
Yeah,
it anywhere, and all of
the
that.
the
And then there's
Luddites.
the other that's like, wait a minute, I can use like subscribe and save to make sure that like all of my supplies and pantry are being auto restocked, and I can use security systems as home defense, and like there's a lot of that sort of stuff that I feel like you could really use and would be amazing.
Yeah.
And a
Uh,
Tesla robot would be fantastic.
It's more of like you have to have a lot of trust in whatever the services that you're using for that your information is safe. It seems like every 3 months or so, I get some kind of letter in the mail or an email. Oh, we had a data breach, and all the stuff that you put in there
Yeah,
has possibly been compromised. Oh, great, thanks. Yeah, we now know all of your prepper locations.
all of your preps have been exposed.
Sorry about that. And then, yeah,
um, one thing I will bring up, just as we're thinking about it and talking about restocking and everything else, friendly reminder to anybody who's watching who has any sort of a flex spending account or a health reimbursement agreement or something, or has hit annual deductibles or out of pocket maxes on health insurance, that you got like 2 more months until all of that stuff resets. So we just went through, we have, with the amount of fun medical things going on in our family, we have hit our out of pocket max for at least a month and a half at this point.
mm,
So we're going through and, okay, any CPAP supplies, any prescription medication we need to get refilled, any um, medical, like glasses, anything like that that would be covered that normally you would spend money on. If it's a flex account, you're going to lose that money at the end of the year on, medications, supplements, like whatever it covers. Like, make sure you go out and spend it and use it if you don't have anything you need right now to kind of build up your medical stash as a prepping thing. Um, I know there are a bunch of things like the Jace kits, the like
yeah,
antibiotic
those are
kits,
pretty
like
cool.
those I think qualify. Like Amazon and Target and a bunch of stores have like whole sections of their websites that are dedicated to they call it FSA, HSA approved um, purchases, and so you can just kind of access everything that's just browse and like see what is there.
Did I hear someone the alarm
Yeah,
trinkle thing?
yeah, that was the
Is
alarm.
that Bernie's outside your home? Is that what
Vernon
happened?
is exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
he wanted a guest star, and he's just outside my office right now. He's just
Yes. Okay.
knocking on the door. It's a little creepy, but it's
Yeah, I've
very
seen a
on.
lot of these like on TikTok. They have the videos where they walk around and they like analyze like oh, you actually have two Netflix accounts here, and you have this like seems like it'd be kind of cool to
Yeah,
have that kind of like AI audit of your prepping type of purchases and all those kind of things throughout the year, or you, your kind of digital footprint that you have in there. But yeah, again, it's kind of a privacy type thing, and like how much do you want to give away on that? But
I wonder. So one of the things that would be interesting is Amazon used to allow you to export all of your purchases. Now you can't do that on the personal. If you have just a personal Prime account, you can't do that. But if you have a business Prime account, you can do that. So I have a business account now, and so then I
really,
put all of that stuff, anything like
hmm
that, on that, so I can get an export and see it. Um, if you had like a spreadsheet of that sort of thing, I would imagine because you can upload documents into
Oh,
like Chat GPT,
yeah,
and you could be like, "Here are my purchases for the year.
a
What do
great
you
idea.
recommend that I'm missing?"
I like it. We should. I should. I'm
Hmm.
gonna. Maybe I should do some prototype testing of that. Looks like Bernie's trying to get in. He said it's raining outside. So I know that the doorbell just rang, but
Well,
someone
yeah,
else says that
yeah,
your ring doorbell just set off my dogs.
that's fantastic.
That's
Also,
awesome.
Bernie, you're not even wearing a shirt. Like
Yeah,
it's a
put some
glass
clothes on,
door. Come
Bernie.
on,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, come on.
yeah.
Get a jacket.
I like that
Um,
idea. Like exporting your purchases, analyzing maybe the preparedness ones, and having it do some kind of analysis of like, hey, how was my 2022 purchases for prepping? Or,
yeah.
that's great.
Well,
Yeah,
I wonder too. Like, I built out like that prepping. I don't know. There's a whole. I made like a whole prepping like inventory list, and there was like a
yeah.
whole booklet that I made. Which one of these days I might actually make available to people because it's been sitting in like my hard drive for like 3 years at this point, and I just need to get it out so people can use it. It's the whole perfection is the enemy of the good thing. Like I just keep tweaking it, and it just keeps sitting there. But I was thinking about making like a spreadsheet and like a Google sheet for inventory. And I wonder if you could kind of do a similar thing where, okay, we make like a template and came up with like a chat GPT prompt to analyze it. And then you could take that document, that spreadsheet with the prompt and give it to chat GPT and have it tell you like, where are my supplies lacking? Like, what should I be adding? What am I missing? That sort of thing. And see if it would give you reasonable responses.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's a great idea. I mean, you could call it a prep GPT.
Prep GPT. Oh, that's
Boom,
fantastic.
boom.
That's
We got it.
we
Where's the
are
domain?
exactly. We need to like have our own think tank of prepping
Yeah,
things. We just need to find people that would pay us for
just for
that
ideas.
service.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. Just ideas and things. Um, oh, I like that idea. That's
I
fantastic.
like it.
Okay. We'll workshop that one a little bit.
We'll workshop that. We'll start getting. We'll see if Tesla will send us a couple prototype robots that we could test
I
out
like
and do
that.
do
I
our
like that.
gardening. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Yep,
my
I like
wife,
that.
she did her big. I know we're coming up to November, but we she's like the tomato. Uh, the tomato person of the neighborhood, and everyone comes over and picks tomatoes off our plants now. And she did a whole new another canning thing. I think Sutton's Days would be proud. So we are so tomato rich right now with the jars of tomatoes for spaghetti and stuff. It's pretty impressive.
That is that is fantastic. I don't think Sutton Stays would even talk to me right now based on our canning thing because I got all excited about the canning thing and then still never been able to actually do it. So I think
Yeah,
she's like this guy's not even being
he's
serious.
not,
This is
yeah,
nonsense.
he's
She'd be very proud of your wife. She's just remarkably disappointed in me.
yeah. It's a well, I actually got booted out of the game for the most part, so I no longer run that operation.
Out of the canning game, out of the tomato
Out of,
game, or out of the
out,
hanging out with Sutton
out
Stays?
of gardening and the canning, it's like no
Okay.
longer. I no longer have control. I no longer have a say in it. I have so, but yeah, she's doing good.
Are there more peppers still? Because the peppers were the big thing. That was the pepper
The
spray.
peppers are the prepper peppers are it's still kind of a touchy subject. She acts like these things are like living animal. I guess they are alive, but I had to go bring them all inside. There's like 20 of them to have their own their pepper room. Because I don't know, it's a kind of touchy. I'm picking my battles on this one, but right now in our basement there's a whole pepper location, indoor pepper farm that's by these windows, and I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not a fan because we don't eat. I don't. No one eats these things. The jelly's way too hot. The only thing we do for it
Yeah.
is like when we have people come over, we have pepper pranks, or we dare people to eat one of the peppers, and that's that's what they're for.
You
I'm
just
still
torture
waiting
your
for.
dad.
I'm still waiting for the peppers. The prepper pepper spray that's
Yeah.
organically grown. That'd be a nice win for.
I feel like that's a thing that we should look into getting like as like a swag thing, like get like branded like pepper spray, like they make like chapstick and pens and everything else.
Hmm.
See if we can find like a pepper spray and have it rebranded to be proper pepper spray.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We have the peppers.
Yeah,
We could non-GMO, organically grown, all that
exactly.
stuff.
Hand raised, artisanal,
Yeah, raised.
burn your eyes out. Thanks.
Yeah, Prep Talk
That
Live approved. All that stuff.
so speaking of
Speaking of
swag,
oh, okay.
okay. Oh, you go first. You go first.
I wanted to complain. I wanted to complain. We haven't talked about Costco yet, and we're still waiting for that sponsorship. But
That is
what
true.
what is up with freaking olive oil? Like, is why is olive oil so expensive everywhere, including Costco? It's what happened?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
Are we
I
are we
didn't.
having an olive shortage?
Here's what I know. I haven't apparently either shopped for olive oil or cared to look at the price of olive oil lately to notice that. I think that makes you a better shopper than I am.
Well,
Probably.
I have videos where I film like the price tag of olive oil, and I
Uh huh.
used it not too long ago. It was like 7.99, 8.99, maybe nine
Yeah.
ninety nine. I went to Costco a couple days ago, and it's like $27, and it's like what's going on here? Like, so I don't.
Okay. Were you looking at the same olive oil? Because they have like three or four different kinds.
Yeah,
And there are some that are like in that $7-8 range, and then there are a
I
couple that
never.
are really expensive.
Yeah, all of them are like the same jar that I always get that I've had in every video that I was previously under $10 is now
Yeah.
in the high 20s, and it's
Okay.
I'm just getting a little
Hold
frustrated with that. I don't know what's going on with the olive oil game, but
on. Okay.
I know that there's inflation for a lot of things. Like everything's more expensive, and I've calculated it's about like a 30% increase. But olive oil is just. Let's see what you have here.
Yeah. Let's see.
Olive oil is just like it's just crazy.
Olive oil.
Drought in Spain equals shortage. Okay, so
Okay, that
and
could
I
be it.
was getting yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Here's $26
Yeah,
for. Yeah,
that
that's
used to
what we
be eight
normally
ninety
is.
nine. That one.
Yeah, that's okay. That's crazy. And then this is the regular organic 23. Yeah, that's
So
okay.
everything's more expensive, but olive oil in particular is just like over the past like year or so, and if there's a drought there, then that's
Drought,
yeah
heat
that
waves,
that
and
could,
climate
that could help.
change impact the quality and quantity of such as Spain and Italy. The 2022 harvest was high, but the 23 harvest is expected to be lower due to climate change. High demand means supply is low. The cold press method of extracting is a lot of.
Yeah, but we're coming into 2025. What's going on here?
Why olive oil is suddenly so expensive and what to use instead?
Is this a latest and greatest? Let's see.
I don't know. This is from August.
Okay,
Uh, Unlike other supermarket price hikes, olive oil prices can't be blamed on inflation. Producers are grappling with major supply and demand issues. This year, the International Olive Council expects that just under 2.3 million tons of olives will be created, slightly down from last year's yield of 2.5 tons, lower than the 3.4 million tons produced in 2022.
so there's just less olives out there.
Yeah, yeah. A few consecutive years of high temperatures and droughts in Spain, country responsible for producing 40% of the world's olives, have drastically curtailed the quantity and quality of the harvest. Unusually warm, such as
Because
yeah,
olive oil, it's kind of a sucky prep to get to because you can't like it doesn't. It's not like it lasts 20 years or something. So
yeah.
I don't. I mean, it doesn't have the longest shelf life. So
No, it's not like yeah. I feel like there's other oils that last forever.
yeah, so I don't know. What is avocado oil a good prep?
I mean,
I've
like,
been trying to avoid seed oils, so I'm trying to do better at
oh,
that.
you've been watching TikTok.
The what? Oh,
You've been watching TikTok and all of the
well, I'm always
anti-seed
on. I'm
oils.
always. I don't think I've butt dialed anyone lately on TikTok, but yeah,
No,
that's how I go to sleep.
that's okay. I just ordered apple cider vinegar capsules because of
Yeah,
things I saw on TikTok. Yeah. Um,
yeah,
yeah,
but
I've
they
seen
say
it.
they say not to do like the what corn oil and vegetable oil that you should do
Yeah,
avocado and olive is healthier for you. So I've been trying to do that, but this olive oil price is just killing the preps. It's like
but I think at a certain point, though, like, yes, like some people say avoid seed oil, some people say that doesn't matter. So like if we're in a situation where you're using your long-term preps, do
Yeah.
you really care?
At that point, no, I don't care, and
Yeah.
I don't care about organic. I don't care about dieting. I
Yeah.
don't care about what carnivore diet
I mean,
or
as long
keto
as
or any
you're
of that.
not like allergic or something like that, like I would say probably at that point it doesn't really matter. Get like get whatever
Alex
is
has
cool
the
for the
right.
long
Alex
term.
has the right approach. Yeah, we do save our. We have a bacon grease thing that, and we cook everything in a lot of things in bacon. Like eggs
Yeah.
taste, everything tastes better in bacon.
Bacon tastes better in bacon.
So,
Cake tastes
what's
better
the
in
shelf
bacon.
life of? I saw Lori's lard.
Yeah.
I think I have some like prepper lard in one of my food storage things. But like
Lord.
for our day to day use, we mainly use olive oil and we'll use bacon grease. But how long does lard last for? Do we do we have the technology to find this out?
Yeah. Let's see. Um, yeah. We'll just now that I've figured out the screen sharing thing.
Yeah, this screen share. This is game changer.
This is yeah,
Like this,
exactly. We're way more
we're upping
interactive.
our game now.
Also,
Like
enjoy the Halloween Google Doodle. Um, okay, so canola olive typically have a shelf life of 2 years. Unopened vegetable oil or olive oil typically can be compared for 4 months. Sunflower can last for 2 years.
let's look up what's the shelf life
Although
of
that's
lard.
weird because that's like it contradicts that one. Of
And then we should also look at like bacon grease.
Yeah, in the fridge you can expect it to last for a year. Although that's from Ray, so who knows?
Lard is a year as well.
6 months. If you store lard in the fridge, it will last for around a year. Okay, so consensus of the blogs seems to be a year.
A year. Okay. Just in
Um,
general, like all grease just doesn't last that long.
yeah, bacon.
No, I don't know about bacon grease, but
Refrigerator 3 to 6 months.
what about when you just store it on the like we just store it next to the stove? I don't know. That's
Oh,
probably
bacon grease can be bacon grease can be last indefinitely in the freezer. However, we recommend rotating it every 12 days. 4 weeks in the
indefinitely.
pantry or cup. Yeah,
That's nice. That's like a prepper's favorite word is indefinitely when he sees a shelf.
indefinitely is it 100% is.
Yeah,
Four
preppers
weeks in
love
the
it.
pantry or cupboard.
Coconut. It looks
There's
like Jackson's coconut oil lasts the longest.
Yeah, but this also says that the pantry and cupboard is cooler and darker than the countertop. So if you just leave it on the countertop, it's less than 4 weeks.
Less than four
Um,
weeks. Okay.
yeah,
What about if like one thing like for as you know I'm a half Puerto Rican and we do sofrito and we do sofrito in ice cube containers like you make a big batch of it and then you put it in ice cube. Could you have
yeah,
your bacon grease in ice cube containers, store it in the freezer, and then when you're
I
cooking
would
just do a
think
little?
so.
Is that idea
I mean, I think
worthwhile?
it's a great idea. I wouldn't understand why it wouldn't be
Because if it says
doable.
if it's lasts indefinitely, technically I could make my bacon grease cubes in the in the
Yeah,
freezer, and when it's time to cook, just get one of those out.
yeah. I mean, I guess the question is, where did this? Oh, okay. How to store bacon grease? 5 ways to use bacon grease for masterclass. Okay, I feel like prepper potpourri, bacon grease, safe storage. Uh, how long it lasts for
But she
freezers.
Propri already has. She's already talked about this. Okay,
Yeah, how to store bacon grease and use it for the future from Martha Stewart.
I'm gonna try it.
Uh,
I'm gonna try some ice cubes, and hopefully I don't tick off Mrs. Urban Prepper because she'll put it like in her iced tea or something,
liquid,
and it'll be
yeah, they're
bacon
calling it
grease.
liquid gold. What is it? Strain, cover, and refrigerate.
Bacon grease ice cubes could make for some interesting
You can
cocktails.
also, yeah, you can also store bacon grease indefinitely in the freezer,
I love it.
according to
I gotta
Master.
watch that Prepper Potpourri video and see what she says. But I'm gonna try this the ice cube technique.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great idea.
But I'm still frustrated about the olive situation. It's
Yeah, that olive situation is not great. It seems like it's another one of these wonderful shortages where we find ourselves as prepper people being like, okay, well now how do we acquire this at any sort of a reasonable?
Yeah, because you and I don't want to. I'm not going to hoard olive oil because it doesn't last that long. And but we
Yeah.
always used it, and I always feel like I need to have a little extra because there's this happened one time where uh, we were cooking, we ran out of olive oil, and I didn't have a spare olive oil. Had it in my emergency stash, but not in the kitchen. And then someone called me out. Oh, I thought you're the urban prepper. Why don't you have extra olive oil? And it's like, you got me.
Your
So
wife is mean, man. She's
it wasn't my
mean.
wife. It was a
Just
friend of the
calling
family.
you out.
A
Yeah.
friend of the it was a friend of the family that did it,
Shouldn't
and
be a friend of the
ever since
family
then it's been
anymore.
kind of a touchy subject as far as like how much olive oil is, how much is
I
too
feel
much.
like every time I saw that person, I would just bring a gallon of olive oil and put it on the table.
She's
Just
the same person that came up during peak COVID. She came up with a exchange ratio for toilet paper for wine because she had no toilet paper, but she had a lot of wine, and so she would trade. She worked it out so every bottle of wine could have 4 glasses in it, and each glass was worth one roll of toilet paper. So for one bottle of wine, the exchange rate was a 4 pack of toilet paper. So she's the same person.
wow. Okay. I mean,
I
depending
don't
on
know.
what kind of wine it is, that could have been a,
Yeah,
a
you could. That's
very lucrative
even and
proposition.
yeah, during like peak COVID, like everyone was drinking pretty heavily. So I think yeah, so
Yeah.
but that was her exchange rate. But she was the one that was very disappointed about the that I didn't have an immediate backup uh, uh, olive oil, and she was
Did
like,
you
"Oh,
tell her that
I
it
thought
was?
two is one and one is none." Like,
And did you say that the next time she runs out of toilet paper to go find someone else who has toilet
yeah,
paper?
yeah, you could
I
borrow
gotta
my
have all-
bidet. You could borrow my bidet.
Oh my goodness. Um. So, two
These are
other
only
quick things.
first world problems. We need to start eating local and seasonal. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're also delicious. They're just it's delicious. Um. So, a couple other quick things I was gonna mention. One is I got. Speaking of Costco, the Costco holiday sale circular thing that they send out. Um, so I don't know if you've gotten it yet or not, but Costco sends out it's like a little magazine thing, and basically it's the preview of all of the sales that they're going to have throughout the
Oh,
holidays. So they
oh,
have like the standard like November sales, but then they have the like 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, the Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday to Christmas, Christmas to New Year's. Like they break it up into these chunks of sales. Um, so that's also usually my reminder to start then looking for all of the Black Friday ads because they will all start to then come out with Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you
nice.
know, and they're just coming up with we saw this with COVID, but it's kind of continuing where instead of having all of the sales for Black Friday and Cyber Monday, they're like pulling the sales out. So you start like in November, like November 1st, you start seeing those big holiday sales. So I was thinking about maybe doing like a live stream and using our new cool um, screen sharing capability and
Yeah.
going through some of the websites and circulars and things and just kind of having a live stream conversation with people and going through and finding what looks interesting from as a prepping perspective and what doesn't.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, everybody kind of if you're thinking about that, just start keeping your eyes open because those are going to come out.
Yeah, I need to go back to Costco because we had oh no, ATF is back here. I didn't need COVID to drink heavily. All I needed is to watch this nerdy oil banter. ATF
Yep.
always comes clutch with the snarky
He,
comment.
yeah, he's not wrong.
Yeah, he's
He's
not
not
wrong.
wrong. No, he's not wrong at all. Yeah.
We didn't talk last week. We had a prepper emergency where our someone went into the garage and left the freezer door open, and it was there for like open for 2 weeks or something. Everything
Oh,
melted. Meat went rancid. It smelled like dead bodies in there, and it was like it was. So I had to clear it all out. My wife couldn't hang
oh.
with the smell. Uh,
Have you
so
found like a freezer alarm for if it's open.
Yeah, no, we never had the problem. It's never happened before. I think what happened is I don't blame myself, but I
No,
won't
no, no, no.
accuse
You
who
always
did it.
blame the kids for these.
Yeah, well,
It's always
someone
the kids' fault.
besides me
Yeah. Yep.
put something in there and had their hands full, I imagine, and just kind of thought
Hmm.
they closed it, but they didn't. Anyway, so I'm able to start fresh now with my freezer, so maybe I could take advantage of this Costco sales, and because we're
Yep.
coming to close to Thanksgiving next month for in the
Yep.
U.S. And like last year, one of my prep things was, okay, I'm gonna buy a turkey for the next year just in case uh, SHTF happens, and I'll still have Thanksgiving Day turkey. And that was but now that thing's all melted and it was rancid, so I need a new one.
Yeah. No, because they also do like turkeys are like $1 or something. Like they do crazy sales for turkeys for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We usually
Well, you can,
get like
and
three.
turkey lasts a long time in the freezer. Like
Yeah.
if you freeze a turkey. So that was my
Yeah.
plan last year, and the plan went according to plan until someone left the freezer door open.
Yes. Ours tend to go according to plan until we decide that we forgot to make turkeys like throughout the year, and then we just have
Yeah.
a bunch of super old
We
frozen turkeys. And
yeah, we only eat turkey once a year.
see, I really enjoy turkey. I would make turkey several times probably throughout the year if given the opportunity to. My wife is not a huge fan of turkey, and so she does it
Yeah,
like during Thanksgiving, but then she kind of burns out on it, and
yeah,
you know, I'm not going to make
I
a turkey for
yeah.
myself.
Alex is asking about it's an upright freezer. We bought the freezer during COVID. We got like one of the last freezers in town, I think, and
Hmm.
because at the time, like a lot of the grocery store shelves were not that we already had a lot of our preps, but we wanted to complement it, and so like the shelves for the non-perishable stuff was pretty picked through, but a lot of the freezer items were there, so we got like certain lasagnas and stuff like that. And but so we got that upright one, but yeah, the temperature going down would be a good one, circuit breaker. I need to get an alarm on it though.
Yeah,
You don't have
I've
a
got
spreadsheet of
one.
your freezer contents? No.
Yeah, I actually got a alarm that plugs into the wall. So if the circuit breaker pops on the where all of the because we have an outside refrigerator and then we also have two outside freezers. If the circuit pops on that, it's got a Wi-Fi connection, and so it will alert because if what we found is that like that circuit would break, and
Yeah.
then if the whole house goes out of power, let's say we have a whole power outage, then I get a notification from our home security system that the power's out, and I know then by deductive reasoning that the freezer is lost. If something happens where that one circuit breaks, though, I've got it, and it will send an alert via email and text message to my phone because we had the little ones you plug in with the flashing light that screams at you,
Yeah.
and that went off, and we didn't hear it in the house.
Yeah, we have those on our aquariums and on the refrigerators
Mm-hmm.
and the freezer. And by the way, it's up Pony Girl said I didn't have. We do have an alarm on that one, but the power didn't go out there. It was the door was open, so
Yeah.
it
So
was
I
a
wonder if
it's
they
a
have like a Wi-Fi one for temperature. So if it's open, if it would alert you, because the
or I
issue
wonder.
is
Yeah,
the alarm only works if you're home and you can hear it.
and we in
And
our
so what I
garage,
liked
it's
about
not
this
like we have
was
it attached. We would probably want to be able to hear the alarm that's in the garage. I would
yeah,
think.
and that's why I wanted the text one. Is
Yeah, I like that.
it'll send a note. So if we're like away from home, we can call a neighbor or we could call somebody and have them fix it. Or if we're just in a different room and don't know about it, then we know it is to do that. But we always have
Yeah,
our phones.
we have one of those ones on an aquarium at the school that we manage, and so
Mm-hmm.
and we'll get a message on it's never done work. I mean, we've tested it, so if we know it should
Yeah.
work, hopefully. But maybe like what about like a window alarm where like a magnetic thing where where the door is closed and you have the magnetic things and but it's a delayed one. So if the door is open for 2 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
it'll the alarm will go off.
That could be a
You think
thing.
is that a thing?
It could be. I think also like if you had, um, yeah, I
I'm
wonder how
looking.
you could do
I'm
that
looking it
with
up
like
now. I'm looking it up.
okay, yeah, yeah. So I'm thinking like our like every time you open a door or a window in our house, there's a chime that goes off, and we had that so that we would know if kids were going in and out. like we would be alerted. Um,
It looks like there's
but
something. They have the technology. I looked freezer alarm, and then it shows freezer alarm alert when temperature drops.
um,
Actually,
it's
should
a
it be when it drops or when it rises?
freezer temp
I wa-
temperature monitoring system. Here we go. Here, okay. See, I feel like yeah, this is where I'm like, all right, alarm is great, but give me something with apps and things. Let's
yeah,
really nail this
fancy.
thing. So here you go, Wi-Fi temperature sensor and monitor. Um, this uh, um, this Gobi thing looks interesting. I've used Gobi before for a lot of different things, for different sensors, and we used them in like our greenhouse and some of that sort of stuff. And so if they have one that's designed for a freezer, here, let's share this tab instead. Wi-Fi refrigerator thermometer with freezer alarm, digital freezer thermometer, remote app alert, and anti-false. 2 years free data export. Okay, this is kind of yeah. Oh, so you put it on the outside door, and you put the little thermometer inside of it, and then it sends you an alert if the temperature drops. You can use it on your
You
fish
need a,
tank.
do you need a subscription for all these?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I use the Gobi ones. So the Gobi ones, I actually put in. We have a little, like I made like a little. I didn't make. I bought a little greenhouse, and we were using them for seed starting. And so I was using that to check the humidity and temperature in the greenhouse. And then I also um, was using it. I think I used it in one of our safes too, like to measure the humidity and things like that. But it's an app. It just is a Wi-Fi. It connects and you can use Bluetooth or whatever. This has like a gateway apparently. 2 years free data storage, 24/7. Yeah, I'm not seeing subscription. Yeah, I don't think you need a subscription. I think you need like an online like account with them, but
Yeah.
other than that, it.
Well, if I
Oh
could
wait, hold
actually
on.
edit a vid, if I
Monitor
could
temperature.
actually edit,
Keep track of
yeah,
your
edit.
temperature data in real time from anywhere with the app without subscription fee. Wi-Fi gateway supports pairing up to 10 sensors.
Well,
Yeah,
I think I might get one.
I think absolutely. I mean, I think that seems like a winning option right there. Um, all right. Look,
Cool.
this is what we do. We find things, we solve problems.
We're problem solvers, and this is my first, losing an entire freezer full of
Yeah, that's awful.
but it gave me the chance to clean it up, and it was yes. And now we have a nice topic, and I'll have something I could purchase, and then if I could, I got to get my son to start being my video editor, so so I can.
Yeah. So we can
That's
get
part.
more videos up.
That's part of his like room and board. I think should be like to do be video editor.
um, yeah, yeah, my son was trying to do that too. If you if what's it called? Not masterclass. It's I'll think of it. It's a subscription that we have, and people make classes, and then they put them on this service, and then you can take classes on like all kinds of different like tech things. And so if you want to learn SQL, if you want to learn Excel, if you want to learn Photoshop, but there's also a bunch of video editing ones on like if you want to use iMovie, if you want to use um, Premiere or
Yeah.
whatever, and so you can do all
I
that.
think now, like most kids, like when you pull them, they don't want to be dentists or firefighters or doctors. They want to be YouTubers, and so
Yeah,
so it'd be a
exactly.
good skill to have, I guess.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. And I mean, if he's gonna work for you, then it's a brand.
Yeah, I'm gonna underpay him. It's part of like
Yeah, that's fine. It's
yeah,
internship. It's
yeah.
working for Tup Industries Limited.
That's I like that idea. Internship.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've had a lot of
this
great
is why
ideas
we're
in this show.
this is why
We
we're
had
friends.
prep GPT. We've had
Yep.
set temperature alarms for what else did we talk about? That was good. We talked about the bacon grease and ice cubes.
Yeah.
It's probably pretty successful.
All right, I
Honestly,
got one more thing, and then we'll get off of here.
yeah.
Speaking of swag, because we were talking about that with a prepper thing. So I go to Stretch Zone, which I don't know if they have them where you are, but they are like a franchisee thing or whatever. It's like physical therapy, but they specialize in stretching.
Okay.
And I am not a bendy person, and I have a lot of like hip and back things and stuff. And so I went to go see them, and they have helped me to get a lot of mobility and flexibility and everything in my body, which is wonderful. I've been going for like a year ish plus. And today they were like, hey, you've been here 100 times. We were going to get you a shirt, but we couldn't get one. So we got you this instead. What do you think? And this is, I think, the greatest piece of swag I think I've ever gotten from a company. It has their logo on it.
Wow.
But it's a foldable duffel bag. So
Nice.
like I've seen the little zipper that like fold out to a poncho, they fold out to like a backpack.
The
But
backpack ones,
this
yeah.
thing folds out to like a full on duffel bag, like a 65 liter or 85 liter duffel bag. It's huge.
Nice.
And then I looked it up online because it had the tag on it, and I was like, I wonder. It's from Canway, which I I don't think it's a real brand. I think it's probably a Chinese brand or something. Um, but like it's supposedly waterproof fabric. Like it's got the real nylon and the zippers and everything else. You get it on Amazon. They're like $30. Um, but it's kind of cool because it's like a cushion, so you could use it like as a pillow, or you could use it as a seat cushion or whatever. But it totally folds out, and you can put like use it like a gym bag or a weekender bag. And so I was thinking about, we often keep little rolled up, backpacks, those strappy backpack things. But having something like this in a car might actually be good to have, like, if you needed to store or take a whole lot more stuff for some reason
Yeah.
than would fit, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. So
Like a little evacuation like bag, like to complement like your yeah, I like it.
yeah, so I
I
don't
don't
know
know what
what
happened
just
with
happened.
our oh
There we
well
go.
there we go.
Uh, so anyway, so I thought it was kind of cool, and it was super fun. Like oftentimes you get like socks and shirts and stuff from companies that are like, oh hey, you did this thing. Here's a mug, and you end up with 3,000
Yeah.
mugs. This is the first time that I got something. I was like, oh, that actually is something I might use. It's kind of cool. So I figured I
I
would
like
share
it.
that with
I
everybody.
like it. Yeah, it looks cool. Yeah,
Um,
yeah, Caitlin, a perfect car bag. Yeah, I agree.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
totally. So
Caitlin also said it could be a camp pillow when condensed like that.
yeah, 100%. Or like a car pillow. Just
Yeah.
you're taking it. You want to sleep on a long drive or
Caitlin's
something.
knocking it out with these ideas on that one.
Yeah, yeah, she really is. She really is. All right. Well, then I think at
All
this
right.
point,
We
let's
had so
wrap
many
it
great
up.
ideas, and we got to have the big 100. So, like, are we gonna have
Exactly.
cake? Are we gonna have cake or what?
Okay, that is a really good question. For
Yeah,
as long as we've talked about this 100th episode,
let them
we
eat
have
cake.
done an awful job of planning it. But we will plan. We'll
We'll plan.
connect this weekend. We'll figure something out. Stay tuned. It'll either be next Wednesday or it'll be the Wednesday after,
Okay,
pending schedules.
cool. I'll talk to the
So
legal team and see what they say.
yeah, exactly. We'll figure
Yeah,
that out. It also might depend on whether or not we pull anything together this week or
yeah.
next week, but we'll figure something out. So stay tuned. Thanks for joining us. 99. Next
All
one's
right.
100. We'll see you in a week or two. All right. Thanks, everybody.